Geek 1010 here. Entry log 000. Let's get started. So I was watching the Aura Guardian, shoutouts to him, link to the vid in the description. Anyways, it was a fact video, and fact number 57 was, Primate was the reason Pokeballs were invented. Now that's hilarious and honestly, really dark if you think about it, because we laugh at the Pokedex entry about it never giving up on a rampage if you look it in the eye. But if you stop thinking of the Pokedex entries as something written by Red or some kid, and instead think of them as collected data through the generations passed down for them, it makes a lot more sense, because obviously this is the first time we're seeing the Pokemon, not their first time seeing the Pokemon. So obviously they know something about them. I mean, could you imagine not having Pokeballs and being chased down by a Primate? You're not going to get away from that. What do? It gives me chills thinking about it. And from in-game text and other channels on YouTube, we know people and Pokemon used to be one and the same. But once they become people and Pokemon, the Beedrills and Primates and other not vengeful, but violent Pokemon of the world no longer had a reason to fuck with the humans. It was bad. Because now we're growing in number, we're building, creating, separating, distinguishing ourselves, and dare I say, evolving. I know, right? Mind blown. I'm going to touch on that later. So, yeah, to bring it back to my point, people would be terrified. And what are people known for? Especially when scared? Exaggerating. Plus, a lot of the time, the Pokedex entries read like something straight out of an ancient text. And there's a ton of emphasis on the ancient stuff in the Poke world. So I believe this theory isn't much of a stretch. Until you get to like Gen 4, and they've had the time and the technology long enough to update info accurately like we do every year in the real world. I'm sure all the regions at some point or another has tales of their Pokemon that occupied their Pokedex description spaces before they were able to update the info. And remember when they went back in time? Who was there as a kid? That's right, Professor Oak. And what did he have? That's right again, a prototype Pokeball, not even a Pokeball. I don't know if you've kept up with the movies, but their cities and quote-unquote towns are fucking crazy. Like, they're distorting space and time and converting animals to light before they even have digital handheld phones. Okay, if our technology grows 10 times faster than the previous year every year, then theirs grows at 50 times, 100 times, or even 1,000 times. I mean, their technology works. No one's worried about a Terminator, iRobot, Mega Man in Detroit become human type scenario. But yeah, those are my thoughts. It's just a little mini theory. Feel free to make your own vids and expand on this, because I'm not the type to report stolen ideas or do extensive research to prove it. I just like to think and theorize. Shoutouts to all the game theory, Noggin, Lockston, Maxwell, Birdkeeper Toby, and the Jawits, haha, and joke. They are my inspiration. Although this sounds like a job for Proto Mario or somebody. Oh, and shoutouts to Stephanie. She makes good points. She's not just the baby maker over there. Hey, Ollie. Especially you, Jason. We all know the hashtag. But to end on a serious note that doesn't have to be depressing, but can be a way to pay respect to a precious lost soul, rest in peace, Ronnie. And if you can, please join me in a moment of silence.